Now that's a whole different journey.
Share
That's
what you
a
want.
whole different journey.
Share what you want.
No, but in all honesty, as I've matured over the years throughout life, and as I stated, my money situation almost always correlated with wherever I was in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when I was out in the club and turned up, my money situation showed that. I was, I'm now trying to figure out how I'm going to pay the bills.
Right.
Because I just spent all my money out there with my friends.
Right.
And it was just irresponsible.
Yes.
But I was at those irresponsible moments in life.
Yes.
And so I couldn't pay attention to my money and be responsible with it. So as I started maturing in life, that relationship with money started maturing.
Yeah.
And like even so, I just turned 40 last week, right?
Welcome
40
to the club.
and 5.
Welcome
Yes.
to the club.
It feels like a great club to be in too.
This club is so great.
Oh my gosh. Wait, how many years have you been in this club?
3 years.
See? Okay. So you are a walking testimony. Y'all, 40 is something totally different. It's like a new awakening.
It's definitely an awakening.
Yeah. And the same thing happened with my money. I hit like 10-year maturity with some CDs that I put in, 10 years ago, right when I was turning 30. And so I hit maturity there. And I said, oh, God, look at what you're doing.
Yeah.
I had a credit goal for when I turned 40. And so on my 40th birthday, I looked at hubby. I said, I didn't quite make the goal. But 3 days later, that email came through and said, goal reached. I said, oh.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So talking about CDs, because everybody might not know what that is.
Okay.
And when we were talking about our relationship with money growing and having this love affair with money, being married to it means that you are investing in it. So let's talk about investments just a little bit.
You just did a thing right there.
You see what I did right there?
Ooh, because marriage is an investment.
It's an investment.
It is. And I had a young woman ask me about that the other day, and I was like, you have to look at a marriage almost like a business transaction because you are truly investing in something for the rest of your life. But that's the marriage side of it.
The rest of your life.
The rest of your life.
It's called covenant.
Yes. That part.
Not
and
to be
it's
broken.
an agreement. It's
an
not
agreement.
to be broken.
Yes.
But same thing with your money.
Yeah.
So what was the question again, sis?
I don't even remember. But I do remember the latter part.
The CDs.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So a CD is a certificate of deposit.
Yes.
And it is a part of a savings and investment plan. But like I said, when I started investing about 10, 15 years ago, I understood that I wanted to grow my money. And putting your money in a savings account usually has a lower interest rate than a CD. And a CD, you can choose different
Time
lengths of investing. And so like for that particular CD, it was a 10-year CD because I knew that I wanted to sow a seed and just step back and let it grow. And so as I stated, as I now have matured into my 40s, to see that money mature at the same time, it just gave me that sense of stability.
That's awesome.
Like you've done this, you're doing this.
Yeah.
So and with CDs, now let me go ahead and encourage people with CDs. I always say, once it matures, pull out that principal and reinvest it, and then take whatever that profit is, which usually it's marginal, it's not that large as what your initial interest is that you put in. But I say take whatever profit you've made and do something with it. You know, if you did not have a specific goal attached to it, use it for a vacation, use it to do something that's on your dream list because you've done the work now,
I'm going to share something that's on my dream list. And I'm also, because I didn't do a CD, I don't think I've done one.
Okay. Yet. It's
but
coming up.
I'm like, okay, 43, let me find a 7-year CD.
That part.
To put into so that when I'm 50, I can go do something. But I've always had a goal because I understand credit. And although I've reached the goal, I did not give myself the gift of what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Which, because life, husband, children, once I pay off all these credit cards, I'm going to go buy myself a Louis.
Ooh.
And I have not done that yet.
Ooh.
But I've paid them off a few times and then had to start over.
See, because it's that flow. It's that ebb and flow.
So there's a balance on the credit cards again. But instead of saying, okay, when I pay them off again, I'm going to go, I'm going to find something, some type of saving. I don't want to wait 7 years for a Louis bag.
Yeah, that's gonna come before that. The way
Right.
you receiving phone
Right.
calls and stuff today, we gonna touch and agree that's coming, sis.
But you can hold me
Yes.
accountable. We're going to find a goal. And ladies, gentlemen, everybody, you definitely will have the opportunity to reach out to Mrs. Fortune Barker and learn more. But I also encourage you, whatever bank you belong to, now she's the expert.
You speaking some truth. Go ahead.
From experience, whatever bank you belong to, especially if you have a credit union, find out what they have in way of savings and investments. I know one good bank, which here's another thing that I could be held accountable to. I have not done it yet, but I'm going to. When it comes to high yield savings, Ally Bank is a very good one.
Okay.
And I've been meaning to open up that account for the longest. Also, save for your children.
Oh, yes.
So all 3 of our babies have an account at the credit union.
That's smart.
That money just...
Yeah, that's smart. I include mine in my budget. I include my children's savings, my savings. So I have money, it automatically comes out of my account like it's a bill. And I encourage people to do that once you get to the level that you can allocate money towards saving.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, when you are first starting off, like my experience with credit, your credit's not good, you're not making enough, you can't be saving because you got bills to pay. So focus on paying those bills and getting on a structure where eventually you are seeing that money. And a lot of times, people that are starting off, they have bills and debts and they're being charged interest and late fees, So that is the first thing that I always encourage my clients to do is let's look at which bills are you paying late and why.
Yes.
If we need to set up recurring debits from your account and those come out before anything else, that's what we have to do where you can get a control. Because once you get a control on your spending habits, you do start seeing where it may even be $10 extra left over out of the check.
Yeah.
And you like, oh, I got this $10. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, I have been there.
Yeah.
And then, so it's like, but what do you do with that $10? If you go and you just go spend it on a burger, or you could put it in that high yield savings account. And that $10 is only $10. It may only make a penny by the end of the month. But guess what? Now you got $10.01.
Right.
Or you could have spent it on a burger and guess what? You have nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That brings me to my next question, which is so powerful because somebody could be watching and saying, oh man, I hear that I should have this relationship with money and I'm not there yet. Let me first remind you, she told us where she started with her journey. And I'll say for me personally, my journey with finances came at ease, if you will, as an adult because I joined the military at 19.
Okay.
My paycheck was the same. Now, I had some foolish ways and I realized, wait a minute, I'm making decent money here. Why do we have these bills over here? What can I do to rectify it? So I would get on the phone with the bill collectors. What plan can we come up with so that we can eradicate that?
Yes.
I had very good leaders that would talk to me about the thrift savings plan and how I should invest. I did go off post to the financial organization that's geared towards the military. Why that's leaving my mind right now, I don't know. And started putting into it right away. And always knew that I needed to have. Now, by the time I came out of the military, I was kind of upset with myself for not having more.
Yeah.
But that's
we
okay.
do that. It was an experience. You lived through an experience and you learned from it.
Yeah. But I've purchased a few homes. A few homes. Have some good credit cards.
Because you fell in love with money.
Have an
and you learned.
excellent credit score.
Yeah.
So now I've definitely positioned myself to keep that love affair fresh.
Yes.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
and find
Mm-hmm.
new ways
Uh-huh.
to woo.
Yes. Yes. Listen, I got excited yesterday because they sent me on one of my credit cards, they said the interest rate was about to go up on it. And I said, oh, I'm going to have to transfer that to one of my 0% cards. And I said, oh, look at God, because there was a time that credit wasn't good enough for a 0%. And I couldn't transfer money between the
Right.
cards.
Ooh
So
wee.
even that right there, I told my husband, like, oh my God, like to even be in that position,
Yeah.
to come from where I had a 500 and a 34 credit score
Yeah.
to now like excellent credit. I
Yeah.
could go to the bank. When I go to the bank, they meet me at the door.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And you did raise a good point about your relationship with the bank. Like, y'all, it's good to find a banker that you can speak with about your financial situation,
Yes.
because they will help you.
They will.
They can help you as far as their banking products go, but the knowledge that they are willing to share with you, that's free financial literacy.
Free
Talk to them.
financial literacy.
Talk to them.
So I've banked with Navy Federal for a very long time.
You gotta have credentials to get into Navy Federal. Everybody, y'all can't go running down to Navy Federal now. Everybody, we ain't all able like that, okay? But that's a good bank. Go ahead.
But just having the conversations when I purchased my first home, of how they walked me through the process and how helpful they were, and the time that I had spent in the military being a senior leader afforded me another percentage
Ooh.
off of my APR. If you are a senior leader, yes.
See? And
So
because
my
you spoke
cars
to somebody.
were financed with them. If it was going to be 5%, it was now 4%.
Ooh. And that 1% makes such a difference. People, y'all don't understand. 1% makes a big difference. So anytime, like Joy is sharing, anytime you can negotiate for a lower interest rate, do so.
Do so.
And the only way you can do that is by talking to your bankers and
Yeah.
your financial leaders.
So I'm going to wrap this up with our last question. And I kind of want to make it two-part. I want to put it together. What advice do you have for women who feel intimidated or overwhelmed by investing? And how can they break free from the societal pressures or expectations that often influence their financial decisions? Because society will tell us that we need to be doing this, that, and the third. But we're really out here trying to make it and don't feel like we have it. But we do.
So the first thing about feeling intimidated by investing, don't. And all it takes is starting. And there are different investment levels in which any of us can start, whether it is $50 at Redstone Federal Credit Union is a great bank to go and talk to about small investment. $500, $5,000, whatever that investment level looks like for you, just take that first step and everything else will come. But I say do that step with a financial advisor.
Yes.
So when I began investing, it was with Edward Jones, and I'm
Okay.
still with Edward Jones, but they were able to guide me through, because there is a difference between banking and investing.
Yes.
And so we want you all that are watching and listening to understand that banking is more of your fluid flow of money, what you spend operationally day in, day out, your
Yes.
expenses and stuff. Investing is more of your money that you know you're not going to touch for a while. You don't want to touch your investments. So once you get to that secure place, so I always say it's budgeting, credit, savings, investing.
Okay.
And it should go in that order. You got to lock in your budgeting first to get good credit.
Yes.
You got to lock in that solid credit score and start saving. And you got to have some savings that you could turn into investments. And once you can do that and you start investing, investing is such a wide world.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still learning so much. I'm like, wow, I can do that with my
Right.
money. Who are you people?
Yeah.
You know? So there are so many levels when it comes to investing, but don't be intimidated. Just start. That's what I say to your watchers and your viewers.
And then the pressures of today's society.
Listen, don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. Instagram looks great when you are borrowing people's clothes and bags and shoes and getting a check to encourage other people to do that. Okay? We got to be
Wow.
honest
Yeah.
about that. Instagram and social media have gotten to a point that it almost is like they set the trend for what a woman should be, what success looks like. And I say, don't y'all be fooled. Success should be for you whatever success you need.
Yeah.
Like for me, success could be that I own all of my vehicles and I don't have a car. No, praise
Yes.
God. That is success
That's
for
success.
me. I don't
Yeah.
need a Lamborghini.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
don't need to be in a Rolls Royce. But society would make me feel
Yeah.
like in order to be successful, you gotta have you a luxury
Right.
name brand car. No, you don't. I'm about to go get me a Kia.
Yeah.
Cause that gas mileage I heard is excellent. and honestly, that's just, you all have to, once you fall in love with that money, just like with a man, don't let your friends tell you what you should or shouldn't do. Because at the end of the day, you the only one that got laid down in your financial
I
situation.
know that's right. I believe also success really could be how you function and make it through the day, the week. Is my
Yeah.
family fed?
Ooh.
Did they make it from point A to point B safely? Like the basics
Yeah.
are not basic.
At all.
They're not.
Not in today's time.
Not in today's time. That is a luxury.
It is. It is. That's.
I mean, we call them first world problems.
Yeah. But
If I
listen,
can't get Starbucks, that's a first world problem.
Yeah, yeah, and we have to get out of that.
We do.
We really do.
Because
And
that
you're right.
$5-6
a day.
could be invested.
Guess what I do with my Starbucks money now?
What do you do?
Go buy me some to-go cups from Walmart and make my coffee at home.
Buy all the flavors and the whipped cream and the caramel.
Real talk.
Yes.
When I did my budget a couple of months ago and I looked at it and I was spending $200 a month on Starbucks.
Shame.
Because when I go, now my daughter,
Yeah. No
11.
shots. We still love Starbucks.
we love Starbucks. I go pick it up every once in a while. But my 11-year-old was wanting Starbucks too. So now I'm pulling up to Starbucks with a bougie best friend in the back seat.
With no job.
With no job. And I said, we can't do this. But you do have to be that intentional with your money. And if you're consistent with your budget, just because I have financial success or stability now, I still budget.
Yes.
You know, because I don't want to lose that, you
That
know?
part.
And so these habits that we're sharing with you all today, once you develop them, and they say it takes, 30 days, 21 days,
21 days
to
form
develop a habit. So 21 days, y'all, you got to give yourself grace.
Yeah.
If at the first month that you budget,
Yes.
you feeling like you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? You just are developing the habit. So keep on sticking to that habit, but never let it go. Never let it go.
Jessica, thank you so much.
Thank you
For being
I
here.
had so much fun.
Yes, I really do hope that you, the listener, viewer, were able to soak up some nuggets. Go back, watch it, take notes, share it with your friends and your family. Find yourself a financial advisor, fall in love with money, do your budget, and if you start now, by the end of the year, whenever you watch this, you will see yourself growing and maturing and having a better financial relationship. That's all that we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching A Place for Joy, the podcast, and we will see you soon.
Oh, that was fun.